You've been sold a lie that motivation is what separates successful people from those that are stuck. And this lie is costing you every single day. Motivation is just temporary. Discipline is permanent. And every day you spend waiting around to feel motivated, it's another day that you're stuck in your comfort zone, missing out on the future version of you. Now, most successful entrepreneurs do not wait until the time feels ready, until it feels right. They built systems that make wealth inevitable. Without that system, you're just waiting. And guess what? Waiting has never made anyone rich. Right now, one of the biggest conversations happening across social media, in gyms and boardrooms worldwide is that motivation is a lie. Kobe Bryant, 5-time NBA champion, one of the greatest athletes who ever lived, didn't rely on motivation. His mamba mentality, a mindset built on one brutal truth: commitment to show up at your highest level every single day, regardless of how you're feeling. This wasn't something that he switched on when he felt inspired. This was a standard that he upheld every single day without exception, and the results speak for themselves. Here's why this matters in your business right now. I'm Mindy, founder and CEO of Mind, Money and Business, and that's my mentoring company where we help business owners scale. I've helped business owners add an extra $100 million of revenue in their businesses across more than over 87 different industries globally. And one of the most consistent patterns I've seen over and over again with business owners who break through to the next level is this: they stop waiting to feel ready. They stop waiting to feel inspired and the time to be right. They started to build those internal systems and make consistent action inevitable regardless of how they felt. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly the same and the 3 steps that you can actively implement into your life right now. Step 1, consistency built on motivation is not consistency. It's a recipe for failure. Now, here's the main problem when you rely on pure motivation. Motivation is like a drug. It's like alcohol. Eventually, it gets out your system, it wears off, and then you're back in that slump. Now, most people rely on watching motivational videos. They get jacked up temporarily, they get inspired, they set themselves a goal, and they tell all their friends and family, I'm gonna do this, I feel good, I feel amazing. But guess what happens? That all fizzles out. And then what happens? They look for the next fix. It's like a drug addict, it's like a junkie. I call them seminar junkies. They constantly need something to lift them up, where inspiration needs to come from the inside. Motivation is really temporary. So I want you to think about, when did you have your last motivation peak and how long did it actually last for? The problem is you haven't raised your fucking standards. Once you set high standards, high expectations of yourself, regardless of what's going on, you make a committed decision to yourself that I'm gonna operate from a much higher level. I'm going to demand more from myself, and every decision that I make, I'm going to back up. I'm going to always show up at my best state. Now, state is something that you can create in an instant. When you're feeling down, think about it. Motivation will not get you through. Motivation will get you so far, but you need something way beyond that. And that's when the discipline comes in. That's when that rock solid killer mindset comes in. So think about it. When was the last time you were motivated? And how long were you motivated for? I guarantee you it wasn't for months at a time. You was not motivated for months at a time. It's ridiculous if you're just purely relying on motivation. A lot of people that I've spoken to over the years, I ask them, what's the problem? What's your number one problem that you're not able to scale your business? I lose motivation. No, you don't lose motivation. You just haven't got the commitment inside of you, because motivation's temporary, commitment's permanent. So I want you to think about the last time you were demotivated. You had the motivation, you had that all-time high, you're up here, then all of a sudden you drop down. What was the thought process that was running on in your mind? There was a conversation that you were having to yourself. You were trying to achieve something, you didn't get the outcome that you desired, and all of a sudden you hit rock bottom, right? You lost all your motivation, just like a balloon, right? All the air came out. That is not permanent, right? You can't rely on that. So you've got to build stronger foundations at the root core if you're going to break through time and time again. Because guess what, my friend? You will have disappointments. It's in those moments of disappointment how strong your mindset actually is. This is why motivation isn't going to carry you through. So don't waste your time watching motivational videos. Spend time implementing, taking actions at the deeper level of your being. Before step 2, if this is already connecting with you, I put together a free 5-day challenge. There's a link in the description below where you can register for your free seat right now. Over the 5 days, I will walk you through the exact same structure that I use with my clients to build that kind of consistent, high-level discipline that produces results regardless of motivation. So hit the link below and register for the 5-day challenge. Step number 2, you don't need more motivation. You need a new identity. Now, a lot of people don't really understand that you have an identity. Now think of your life, your identity as a story. You have an entire book written about you. And who wrote it? You wrote it. And this is exactly what you attract into your life. The type of a person that you believe you are is a part of your story. So I want you to think about, you have this filing cabinet of yourself. And this filing cabinet you've had behind you from a very young age. So every failure that you've had, every mistake that you've made, every criticism that you've had, it's gone into this filing cabinet. So let's say you're a salesperson and you've had, like, at the start of your sales career, you were really poor at sales. You didn't make many sales. There's lots of rejection, no, no, no's, 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 lots of no's. You formed a story that I'm no good at sales based upon all of the times you didn't close a sale. And from there comes your truth. I'm not good at sales. That's a belief. That's a part of your story. And so every time you go to make a sale, you don't make it, your subconscious mind, your identity always has to prove you right. See, I told you I wasn't good at sales. When was the last time you tried to do something and it didn't work out? And you said to yourself, you know what? I knew this would happen. It's no coincidence. So if you knew this would happen, why did you know it happened? I'll tell you why, because that is a part of your story that you've been telling yourself over and over again. Now, until you change that story, nothing is ever going to change. So this is why we don't get the results that we want in a certain area of our lives. So now you understand that's why motivation hasn't worked for you. That's why you have this temporary momentum. You feel good for a little while. Before you know it, all of the wind has been knocked out your sails and you're back to square one. And this happens with most people throughout life, throughout different situations. You might have someone that's really bad with relationships and they're not good. I always sabotage. It's not the fact that you sabotage, this is a part of your story. This is who you are. So you're only going to attract circumstances, situations, failures that are in harmony with what you truly believe about yourself. They always say success is an inside job. This is exactly what it means. So you don't need more motivation. You definitely don't need more inspiration. You need a new identity if you're going to turn your results into positive results all the time. This is why discipline matters over motivation. It's not that you can't do it. It's not that you're not cut out for it. It's you don't have the right story for it. That's the only reason that you're not able to consistently have permanent results. So start to change that story about yourself. So anytime you have that dialogue with yourself that you can't do something, replace it with why you can do it. Don't buy into the fact that you can't do it. Only see how you can do it. And motivation won't be needed any longer because you'll build that internal momentum, that new identity. That's your new story, new results. Step number 3, your environment is either going to be your greatest asset or your most expensive liability. So your network shows up in your bank balance. You've heard the phrase, your network is your net worth. Now I want you to imagine that you're hanging around with 5 bums who are not doing anything, who are unemployed, who don't want anything more from life, and you hang about with them long enough, guess what? Their influence will rub off against you. That's why when you're a kid, did you ever hear one of your parents saying, don't hang around little Billy over there, he's a bad influence? And so your parents knew the importance of environments. They tried to protect you from the environment. So you've got to really safeguard yourself from the environment that you're in. This is why successful people always hang out with other successful people. This is why you won't find a successful person hanging around with somebody who's homeless, who's a drunk, who's a drug addict. It's not because they think they're better than them, because they know that that environment is not going to serve them well. So like you, I want you to think about your environment right now. Who are you hanging around with? Who are you spending most of your time with? Who are you getting your advice off? I'd suggest that if there are people in your phone book that you have constant negative conversations with, right? You wake up in the morning, somebody's constantly complaining, and this happens time and time again. And guess what? You get involved in the conversation into their story. It brings you down. It brings your energy down. Maybe you've got relatives like that. When you hang around with them, you go see them, all they do is drain your fucking energy. If they do, don't go so often and don't stay so long. That's one of the lessons that my mentor Bob Proctor taught me. He said, you're going to have people in your life, these are going to be friends that have been with you for like 30 years and who are not serving you well. And you've got different ambitions, you've got different things that you want to go after. Now, sometimes you have to be selfish with your time and cut away from that bad company, because otherwise, guess what? Let's say that you don't have any bad behaviors. You don't smoke, you don't drink, and all of a sudden you're in that environment where you're around smokers, drinkers, you're likely to become one of them. So it's really crucial that you identify people that are energy drainers, that are not serving you to the highest standard. It's not being selfish. You have to like part company if you want to really elevate and hit your goals. Can you think of some people that maybe you can let go? And maybe you can think of a new environment that you want to get into. Maybe it's a mastermind, it's a mentorship where other people are making big things happen. I remember when I went to my first event in LA, and up until that point, I didn't know anybody that was earning more than like 10,000 a month. I went to this event and there was this big table, 10 people around it. This person was earning 80,000 a month. This person was doing 150, 250. And I'm like, new environment. So I started to hang around with these people and I started to identify what they're doing. I started to dissect how they act, how they talk, what they talk about, how they carry themselves, what they kind of think. And this all rubbed off on me because I spent time with these people. I started to network, mastermind with these people. And then guess what? My results started to change as well because I had the same mentor. I started to get into higher level mentorships. So I really value who I spend most of my time with. Now, if you research wealthy people, you'll find that number one thing they protect is their time. Now, are you protecting your time? If not, how can you do a better job of protecting your time? Give you one simple solution. Go through your phone book. Look at all the messages that you have with your maybe it's some messenger, WhatsApp groups. Get out of them. I'm not in many WhatsApp groups because I find that as a distraction because I really want to maintain my energy and focus it on towards where I'm going. So do the same and you'll see how your life starts to transform. Get out those WhatsApp groups, get out those communities that are not serving you well. Get yourself a new group of people to surround yourself with. Remember, you are the product of your environment. So let's bring this all together. Motivation is temporary, discipline is permanent. And now every day you spend waiting to feel motivated is a day your business stalls. Your competition advances. The gap between where you are and where you want to be quietly grows and expands. Kobe Bryant didn't become one of the greatest athletes who ever lived because he was motivated the most. He became one of the greatest because he made a decision about his standards, his identity, and his daily non-negotiables. And he never put that decision back on the table. That same decision is available to you right now, regardless of how you feel. So what are your new non-negotiables? What are your new standards? And what are they going to look like from today onwards? So let me know in the comments below. If this video landed for you, you need to watch this one right here. It shows you how your brain may be unconsciously keeping your income stuck at the same level no matter how hard you work and what you need to do to change mentally if you want your income to finally start shifting upwards. So click the video right now and I'll see you there.